there's been a couple scoops recently on the Twitter,
On the twits.
on the Blue Bird, and there's been people saying that Toho's sneakily hiring extras for potentially another Godzilla movie.
Ooh, I saw this. If I recall correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, they sent out like a secret form on one of their Japan exclusive apps.
Yeah, there's like a Godzilla app made by Toho, only available in Japan, and it put out like a casting call on it for people to appear in a new kaiju movie.
And it sounds good, right? I don't know if it's set in like the current Toho, what's it called, the Godzilla multiverse?
Yeah, who knows?
With the newer movies like Kong.
Oh, the MonsterVerse. No, I don't think so.
So it's not part of that?
No, I think it says something like set in 1950 or 1960 something.
Regardless, it's like going back to form, back in like a more older version of Godzilla.
Going back and filling in spaces between movies that we've already seen or already had.
What do you mean between spaces?
Like, let's say Mothra versus Godzilla we just watched.
Yeah.
And after this, our next episode, spoiler alert for next week, is going to be Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster.
Oh, and Mothra comes back for that?
Mothra comes back.
So you're telling me this movie is going to have Godzilla and Mothra going on a super secret mission together?
Well, I'm just saying, wouldn't it be cool if they start like,
No.
Go back to costumes, go back to all the old school special effects and stuff.
Oh my gosh, if they go back to costumes... Actually, no, because this isn't the new one with Gigan in.
No, there's like an official fan film with Gigan coming out soon.
There's a lot of Godzilla news.
Man.
Gigan, I'm sure I'll talk about it later when Gigan comes in. He was always my favorite Godzilla monster, even though I don't think I ever saw a movie with him in.
Do you even know like what he is or where he comes from?
Doesn't he come from like a hardware machinery monstrosity accident and he gets like a saw blade stuck in his chest?
You're not far off.
Is that right?
No. To be honest, I can't even really remember.
All I know is that he looks like a pterodactyl and has a saw blade. That's the only reason I liked him, because he was green and he had a saw blade.
Yeah, he does look pretty badass.
Is he a robot?
He is.
I never knew that.
There you go. But yeah, we got like GVG is what the fan film's called, Godzilla vs. Gigan. And then we got whatever this secret Toho project is. Then we got the MonsterVerse series.
Hey, even if we can't get secret cameo roles in this back-to-form Godzilla movie, the least we could do is try get some cameo roles in GVG.
Let me see what I can do. I'll reach out to the GVG team. We'll see if we can.
Hey, us famous hosts at Podzilla.
I'm insulted we didn't get a casting call sent out to us.
Oh.
What is Toho? Come on.
I know, I sent in so many forms asking to play as Gigan in the suit.
Oh, yeah?
And I know you wanted to be Godzilla too.
Yeah. Could have been us. Big episode tonight, ladies and gents.
Gosh.
Dogora. Ever heard of it?
Bigger name than Godzilla.
Right?
We should have called our podcast Pod Dogora.
Podgora.
Pod Dogora. We would have got way more hits.
Oh, that is a good one. That's a good one. This movie's something else. But hey, everyone, welcome back to Podzilla.
Oh, good to see you again.
Good to have you here. Good to have you listening to us.
Good to have you in the metaphysical vicinity.
Yeah, we'll go with that one. Bit of time displacency and everything. But
in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah. You're listening to us. Thank you for listening to us. I hope you've all had a good couple weeks since our last episode, Mothra versus Godzilla.
What a flick. What have you done in the meantime?
What have I done in the last 2 weeks? I have worked.
Oh.
I have procrastinated on handing in my Maguma report.
Dude, I've been waiting for this. You haven't done anything yet.
It's coming. But yeah, I've been putting that off. And I've been working.
Yeah. Classic.
What have you been doing?
I bought a car.
You did.
I bought a car on a whim. I saw a Facebook post and within like 4 hours I bought the car.
Is that how it happened?
Yeah.
I haven't even
risky.
seen this car yet. I gotta check it out after this.
It's parked right outside. I gotta
Okay.
give you the tour. It doesn't have an aux cable, so I'm collecting CDs now. I have one CD.
Yeah, what is it?
It is the soundtrack for the Xbox One exclusive Lords of the Fallen.
You've got that.
It's like a real...
Why do you have that?
My dad got a limited edition when he bought his Xbox One. Regardless to say, I'm driving around the neighborhood now with like real gloomy music.
Fantasy soundtrack. That is good stuff. I think I've got the X-Files soundtrack in my car, which similarly doesn't have an aux cable.
Needless to say, all the citizens around our town know when we're coming.
Yeah. Dogora is what we just watched. 1964. Ishiro Honda. Who else?
Oh, man.
I'm still kind of crazy that we've been on such an Ishiro binge. Like, they haven't introduced a new director since... I think the only two were we had someone else for Three Treasures and someone else for Godzilla Raids Again.
Yeah, I think those two were the only ones.
Yeah, so it's interesting that he's just been pretty much for a decade straight
Just pumping
churning out kaiju films.
one by one.
But it's good. It's good. And this one was a little bit different to the others.
Yeah.
What happened?
All right, Jasha. Get your hot cup of cocoa ready.
I prefer my Japanese coarse tea.
Sorry, I need some Japanese coarse tea myself. On the fringes of Earth's atmosphere, a missing TV satellite comes into contact with an unidentified cellular being, blasting it with immense amounts of radiation and turning it into a protoplasmic life form. While multiple simultaneous diamond robberies all over the world are being hijacked by the extraterrestrial life form that's taken the diamonds for itself, Detective Komai of the police force follows the suspected American thief Mark Jackson to the home of Dr. Munakata, a crystallographer.
Wait, he's called a crystallographer. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Not a geologist.
No,
A
crystallographer.
crystallographer. Okay, all right.
Disarming and escaping the detective, Mark Jackson steals Dr. Munakata's diamonds, though is shortly stopped by some of the local jewel thieves, who blame him for their failed diamond robberies and end up taking the diamonds from him. The next morning, Dr. Munakata reveals to Detective Komai that the diamonds that were stolen were in fact false, artificial ones he'd been studying. Resolving to continue the investigation, Komai brings Dr. Munakata and the doctor's assistant, Masayo Kirino, to help, still believing that Mark Jackson is working with the other thieves as part of an international crime gang. As the gang finds out the diamonds are fake, Mark Jackson escapes using his expert martial arts skills, while the trio led by Komai watches as the coal from a local coal plant is attacked and sucked up into the sky by a cloudy, glowing force. Komai is able to track Mark Jackson down and confront him at his hotel, where he once again escapes, this time to try and stop the diamond robbers from robbing a truck and transporting raw, uncut diamonds. Jackson successfully breaks up the heist, though not before the gang steals the diamonds and sends a hijacked coal truck down the road in his direction, which is lifted off into the air by the same force as before, consuming its load of coal. The thieves retreat back to their headquarters and discover the uncut diamonds are once again fake, this time being swapped out for sugar cubes. Meeting up with a detective and his entourage, Mark Jackson reveals himself to be a Diamond G-Man, a worker for the World Diamond Insurance Association, who has been going after the thieves himself.
Well, to tell me, there's a World Diamond Insurance Organization where people...
Yeah, keep up, Jason, keep up. Still confused about the strange, otherworldly occurrences, it is revealed by an associate of theirs from the Space Exploration Committee that the monster which they called Dogora is a radioactive group of space cells targeting the diamonds and coal for their carbon content, which it needs to survive. Komai figures out that the reason Dogora only attacked one of the transport vehicles is because the diamonds that one of them were carrying were fakes, and suspects Mark Jackson for stealing the real diamonds for himself, even more so when he leaves discreetly, skipping town in the middle of the night. Shortly after the local defense force mistakes a swarm of wasps on a radar for Dogora, Dogora itself appears, its cells converging into a giant squid-like form in the sky. The defense force launches an attack which makes quick work of the squid, but it causes it to trigger a fission reaction, splitting into hundreds of smaller, jellyfish-like forms in the sky. Dr. Munakata figures out that the toxin from the wasp swarm was able to weaken Dogora, and works with scientists around the world to mass-produce the chemical toxin.
Okay, well, the last time, but somehow they've got the idea that wasp venom is going to defeat an alien. This is like M. Night Shyamalan's Signs, but instead of water, it's wasp. It's very more specific. Sorry, go on.
After meeting up and getting captured by the gang, Jackson and Komai are tied up near Dynamite while the gang escapes with the presumed diamonds. They were able to escape using Jackson's gun to shoot off their handcuffs. The smaller forms of Dogora attack once more, though using the new wasp toxin against it, the defense force causes the smaller Dogora to turn into giant multicolored rocks, which plummet to the ground, coincidentally crushing the members of the gang. But not before there's an intense shootout between them, Jackson and Komai. After defeating Dogora, the gang goes their separate ways, with Mark Jackson revealing that there never were any diamonds. It was all just a trap to lure out and catch the diamond thieves.
Mark Jackson, eh?
Mark Jackson.
What a guy. The Diamond G-Man. With his karate skills, his love of Japanese cuisine. What a dude. His love of hats. He's always wearing a different hat. His love of taking his shoes off and leaving them places. So people are like, wait, is someone standing there? No, it's just Mark's shoes. He's actually on the other side of the room.
Yeah, he's an interesting character. I'll start us off by saying that Mark Jackson, played by Robert Dunham, is the first American actor we've seen in any of these movies that isn't, one, brought in from an Americanization, or two, doesn't speak solely English.
Yeah, because we've had a few show up, like, I think in a couple of the space ones, there's been like a random American space team, but you're right, they just speak English the whole time.
Yeah, but this character actually speaks Japanese fluently,
Yeah.
and he like meshes real well into the film.
It's pretty good, eh?
He's cool. He looks like who plays the Unbreakable dude?
Bruce Willis?
He looks like Bruce Willis. He looks like a young Bruce Willis.
He is kind of like a young... He's got the same kind of balding happening. Mark Jackson. I loved as well that whenever like he was speaking Japanese, but then went to introduce himself, he was like speaking real fluent Japanese that sounds like someone who knows Japanese real well is talking.
He'd be like, "Onamu wa nan desu ka?" Mark Jackson.
He just switches back to like the most American pronunciation of his name. But yeah, I mean, that was pretty much the plot Michael went through there. It's about aliens, or an alien life form, trying to take all of Earth's carbon in the forms of diamonds and coal before it grows into this huge squid-like jellyfish, green, crazy kaiju.
Yeah. It's a really cool story because I'd say this story is probably the most original that we've had so far.
Yeah, I kind of called it last time as well when I was like, man, I hope this is a heist movie after reading the synopsis.
Did you say that?
Yeah. And
oh, you did. You were totally on point.
Yeah, it starts off and it's these jewel thieves trying to break into a safe and steal diamonds. And it's this whole kind of cat and mouse game between the thieves, the police with Komai there, and then Mark Jackson is this kind of like lone agent doing his own thing.
You don't really know which side he's on.
Yeah. And it was cool, just with the back and forth and the amount of groups. We've had movies before that we've covered here when there's just so many groups at different times.
Yeah.
And so many people that get sidelined, whereas this, they each got a time to shine. There was the odd character that probably shouldn't have been there. There was a few returning actors. One returning actor in particular, I don't know what his name is, but he's been in a solid stretch of these last few ones that we've watched.
So Hiroshi Koizumi. He was like the third wheel in Mothra vs. Godzilla.
Yeah.
We thought he was going to come in for the third wheel in this movie, but it became like the fourth, fifth wheel.
He just like shows up. He's obviously the big name, especially in the franchise. And he's pretty much turned into what Akihiko Hirata and a couple of the older actors used to be.
Movies.
They're not showing up anymore, but this guy's showing up in every film, which is funny to see. I gotta say as well, just when this thing started and that first kind of heist happened with the first safe, we find out that the Dogora have this weird ability to make things levitate or to pull things up into the air.
Yeah, so it's this weird mixture of, you're right, causing things to levitate, also just using this radiation powers to melt through metal, like for the safe wall to get to the diamonds.
Yeah. There are a couple of really cool sequences when we're seeing them just randomly pick up people. And we see characters surprised that a random person is just floating through the street.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, we've seen in our tenure of this franchise...
A tenure of 10 years?
Tenure of the Toho Kaiju franchise. We've seen some bad green screen, blue screen, special effects in this area.
I guess coming in from the 1950s,
Yeah.
they haven't perfected it by any means.
This might be the best use of that kind of special effects that we've seen yet.
I think so.
It's flawless.
I don't know if those levitating scenes, especially near the start with the human characters, were CGI.
It could have been wires.
I think it was wires.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, even if it is wires, it is some of the best subtle wire work I've seen.
Yeah. Like, I'd expect a movie nowadays to have that kind of quality
it
of
looked
wire
good.
work or special effects. It looked awesome.
But also disregarding that, there are also so many sequences that use green screen, CGI for Dogora, that hold up so well.
Yeah. And speaking of Dogora, I mean, it's sucking all this coal into the air for most of the movie to grow itself and to consume the carbon. And what they must have done when it was sucking all this stuff up was actually reverse the footage.
Yeah, I believe they started pouring down shards, pellets, or something of coal.
Yeah.
But also, like, they must have poured in some, like, industrial type huge objects along with it.
Yeah.
Because you see, while this coal is being sucked up, also you see trucks, you see parts of infrastructure.
Yeah, and it just looks really good because they would have poured it out and then reversed it to show it sucking up into Dogora. That stuff looked pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
Like, really, really good special effects work in this movie. Even just Dogora
Yeah.
looked crazy.
So, give us a bit about Dogora himself, because he's like this squid, jellyfish-like monster.
Yeah, and it's got a couple of stages. So the first stage of Dogora is this bluish amoeba-like blob that we see floating in space, and then we see it breaking into the safe in the bank.
Quite small, almost like a basketball size, I guess.
Yeah.
But multiple characters end up seeing it as they're doing this heist and being like, it must be like a cat or a dog. It's this real small, fuzzy,
I
furry
laughed
creature.
at that because they saw this floating blue blob and they're like,
Dude, it must be a
it
dog.
was just a cat. It was just a cat.
There you go, you solved the mystery.
In which world do they throw away what they saw as being a cat or a dog? Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's just blob. It's just this weird floating blob that can turn invisible.
Do these different stages have different names, by the way?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
No, so this is just kind of its first stage. Then after it consumes more and more carbon, it's this colossal green squid jellyfish thing, which has long, thin tentacles. You'll see it in our podcast art for this one that Shemaya did for us, that come out of the clouds, and it also underneath it, or I guess not underneath it, but it's kind of like a squid. You know how squids have the elongated body, then they have a mouth?
If you imagine like an octopus or a squid, underneath it has the little beak.
Yeah, so this had a mouth of some sort, which is where it absorbed everything into, and that's where it sucks everything up. And then when it is struck by the missiles that you talked about, it undergoes cell division and splits into little, smaller blob jellyfishes that are almost transparent. They're not green anymore. And then finally, when the wasp venom does its trick, they start to drop from the sky and they crystallize into multicolored rocks. So of various sizes as well. We see some real small ones and we see some huge ones that can squash the whole gang of diamond thieves.
I kind of want to eat the rocks.
What?
I don't know, they look like hard candy.
They did look like nerds or something.
Yeah, giant nerds. or like those pebbles that you put at the bottom of fish tanks.
Yeah, that's exactly what they look like. Yeah.
They taste like nerds for sure as well.
Something else with Dogora, because when we first saw it, you were like, man, that looks great. That must be a real creature.
Yeah, in its squid phase, if you told me that it was practical and like a made costume or whatever, I don't know if I'd believe you.
Yeah, so it is practical. I mean, it's portrayed...
I don't believe you.
You don't believe it? Really? Dogora was portrayed when it was in that jellyfish-like form by using soft vinyl. It's a soft vinyl prop.
Vinyl, okay.
That was placed in a large tank of water, and then they manipulated it using fishing lines to pull up the different legs in its body.
Because, I knew for sure that it would have to be underwater.
Yeah.
You can tell, and it looks real cool because it's all cloudy, so it looks like it's swimming amongst the clouds. But yeah, it must have been with the fishing wires because it moves so many of its tentacles independently real lifelike.
But you're right. Like, I'm surprised of how fluid and realistic it looked for something just on strings, like almost a puppet, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, there are scenes where there are animators who hand animate some of the tentacles.
Yeah,
of
that was
pulling
cool
up.
too.
There's one standout one where the tentacles, all hand animated, pull up a huge bridge and lift it up into the sky and drop it back down. It looks great. Like, Dogora is one of the coolest looking monsters in kaiju so far, simply because it looks that real.
Yeah. And it's just different. And it's cool. Like a huge
Yeah, it's cool.
jellyfish squid thing that swims through the clouds. Like, that's crazy.
It's a great idea for a kaiju.
Sticking with that underwater theme as well, the actual noises, and don't know if you can call it a roar, but the sounds that this thing made were created by using an underwater respiratory pickup microphone.
I don't know what that's used for.
Don't know. Yeah, it's just an underwater special microphone that picks up like noise as you would hear it above water, underwater.
Yeah. But chuck in the noise here.
So to get that underwater microphone up close next to clams.
Clams.
So you get that bubbling sound of clowns.
The bubbling sound of clowns.
The underwater clowns. You get the
Toho's getting real inventive for their kaiju noises.
Oh, you get the bubbling
It's
sounds.
like a honking of a nose.
Oh. The bubbling sounds of clams. I guess breathing. Do clams breathe? I can't say clam.
Clams. I think they're
like release air.
They release gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they?
I think it's like it's not farting, but it's like the equivalent.
Is it?
Yeah, because they release gas out of their mouths to propel themselves around.
Oh, that's right. Is Dogora? Is it like
burping? I guess.
So we're listening to clams burping and farting and releasing gas, and that's right. Dogora's.
That's Dogora
sound. Wow. But all in all, I love Dogora. I was a bit let down that it only had that like one moment in the middle of the film when he is in this form,
squid form, because that's what Dogora is known for, isn't it?
And it looked awesome, but we only got 5 minutes.
5 minutes, if that. It is a bit repetitive just because it's pulling up a bunch of stuff and sucking in the coal. It gets defeated quite quickly as well by the missiles.
Yeah, that's right.
And after that stage, it's never... Everybody treats it like it's a huge danger still, but it's never really a threat.
To be honest, it never does anything. I guess it destroys that bridge.
Well, some of the characters, and I think the Doctor says in the middle of the movie as well, that since it's growing, once it consumes enough coal and diamonds, it'll move on to other carbon forms, which includes us humans.
Yeah, but we don't have heaps of carbon in us, right?
No, so it would take a while.
Like, it will get to everything else on the planet before it starts taking humans. But the funny thing as well is, why didn't they just try and communicate with Dogora? Why didn't they just pick up a whole lot of coal, chuck it in a big old...
SOS
Yeah, be like, this is our tribute to you, Dogora. Take the coal and leave our planet.
Jaysha, this is what all of the empires in past Toho movies have done.
What do you mean?
Where a kaiju ends up coming. And they start worshipping it. You're going to create a new Mothra here.
This can be Earth's... Like, we get Dogora on our side.
Imagine if Earth had its own, like, protector kaiju.
Imagine. It's not like they get a giant dinosaur at one point. But...
No.
It doesn't happen. Dogora does go on to appear a couple more times. So that's why we watched this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so...
I totally forgot. I thought this was just a good old kaiju movie.
Guess where Dogora appears.
Is it the crossover one that's coming up soon?
What? No. It's not in Destroy All Monsters.
Destroy All Monsters, sorry. Yeah.
Think of where a lot of these monsters are popping up in the future.
Is it the next Ghidorah one?
No. You're thinking about things that make sense.
Oh, no.
What's a crazy random out there thing a lot of these monsters are showing up in?
Wait, are you talking about like the new anime on Netflix?
You're right.
Wait,
I was getting at Godzilla Island, the puppeted show.
Sorry, I thought you meant the what's the new one called? Singular Point?
No, not singular point, but Dogora appears in Godzilla Island. And
We've established it as like almost a kids show with puppets in the past.
Pretty much. Are we going to watch it?
I want to, even if it's just like one episode.
Smattering
a
of
few
yeah.
episodes.
Let's do that. Let's pick up like the Matango episode and the Dogora episode and a little of the weird ones. But it doesn't show up in the anime show. It shows up in one of the anime movies. So there's an anime trilogy on Netflix. The first one being called Godzilla Planet of the Monsters. And Dogora makes an appearance.
I thought you were going to say Planet of the Apes for a second there.
Godzilla Planet of the Apes. What a crossover that would be. Apes versus a giant
so
lizard.
Planet of the Monsters, is that kind of a crossover movie as well with a bunch of these different characters?
Not that I know of. I think it's just reintroducing Godzilla in for this animated trilogy. And for some reason, Dogora is there. And I'm looking forward to seeing that.
I guess we'll find that out.
And then, as well as Godzilla Island, Planet of the Monsters, Dogora shows up in various video games, comics, and even novels. So Dogora is a definite part of this universe, even though it hasn't really shown up in heaps of the mainstream stuff. I mean, the animated movie is pretty mainstream. So
I didn't even know there were Netflix Godzilla movies.
Did you not know
or
that?
A trilogy at least, but I feel like since there is, it should be a bit more mainstream.
Yeah. So I am looking forward to that. Going back to the actual movie, I really loved the scene when our main heroes, or we got Komai, Mark Jackson, the crystallologist,
the
crystallographer,
the crystallographer, yeah,
the crystallographer,
and his assistant,
yeah. We got our main heroes. They start figuring out kind of what Dogora is at one point, and you're like, wow, Dogora must be taking all the carbon. This is why it's been attacking the coal. Dogora must be this life form that lives and grows off this stuff.
Yeah.
What is the chances of right when they're talking about that, Dogora attacks them, flies in through the window, and tries to get into their safe to steal the diamonds?
Oh my!
They're talking
gosh,
about it
you're
in
right.
the next second it's there. Is Dogora secretly just watching and flying about the city?
Dogora is Deus Ex Machina incarnate.
There's some stupid scenes like that in this movie when things just happened.
The characters are walking past that coal plant at one point, and right as they're doing it attacks.
Yeah. So this, I gotta say, it was a fun movie. It was a different movie. It was very stupid. And the script had a lot of issues as well. Real simplistic.
Yeah, so I do think that the story is great. The script is pretty bad.
Yeah.
There are only one or two moments where it's done well, but for majority of it, like you said, it's very basic. It almost feels like an AI writ it. A little bit. There are scenes where the dialogue that the character is saying is just so simple. It only talks about the obvious things, like, why is Dogora doing this? It must be because it is doing this. Well, it also has the carbon from this. Hey, you, look over there. It's my brother who works here and is doing this with Dogora.
Yeah. And it's not like it's similar and an AI wrote it to copy Godzilla movies. It's just an AI, this is just it's got real basic movie tropes.
Almost.
Yeah. Just think of a real basic, conversation between two people.
That's what it is.
That's what's in it. So, yeah, it was a little weird in that.
There is a few moments where there is quite a good rapport between characters.
Yeah.
Komai and
Mark Jackson.
I get thrown off just because it's such a basic English name.
They thought of the most American. Yeah. We had Steve Martin. We've had a few. They always just go for.
Yeah. But those two, they kind of play off quite well at the start because he's this quite professional, real competent detective cop.
Yeah.
Kind of going after this Lone Ranger dude who you don't know what side he's on. And I'd hoped there was a bit more of that rapport between them where they're kind of almost standoffish for most of it.
Yeah.
And you think it is, but they start calling each other friends sarcastically near the start. But then they just become friends halfway through the movie.
Yeah, you get them real sarcastically talking to each other. They've obviously got different ideals. One of them's real by the law. The other guy's just...
One of them's chasing after him.
One of them is trained in judo. One's trained in karate.
Yeah.
The karate scenes with Mark Jackson.
Oh my god.
There's something else. Every single situation he gets in, his hands are up. He's ready for action. Yeah, I wish.
I love how he is already, like, any scene he puts up his hands.
It's so good.
Classic karate pose.
But you're right. I wish there was just better relationships in general.
Relationships.
There was a couple of characters I really enjoyed. There was a lady that was in the group of diamond thieves.
She almost acts like Mark as well, where she's kind of a double crosser. You don't know exactly where she stands.
Yeah, midway through the movie, she finds Mark, tracks him down, and is like, "Hey, if you want me to, I can be a double agent for you, and I can help you get the diamonds instead of my crew." And then at the end, she double crosses her own group to try and just take the diamonds herself. And it was quite again, a little cliche, but
Yeah.
I appreciate it, the character. This is a real weird scene when she does first meet Mark Jackson, and she sits down next to him, and she's like, "Mark Jackson, don't you want to hold my hand? Hold my hand."
And he grabs it. And she just, like, slaps it away. I don't know why as well.
And then she starts talking about, like, diamonds and them teaming up. It's just so funny. There was a few things like that. Yeah, I had a real good time watching this. It's different, unique, funny, but it's cliche at the same time. I don't know. I enjoyed it.
It's a movie you'd almost put on the television while... Gosh, television, I sound so old.
Put it on the television.
Put it on the TV while, like, having dinner or something. But I don't mean that in necessarily a bad way.
Yeah.
Like, it's very easy watching. You don't need to pay attention most of the time.
Yeah.
But, like, there's always something interesting that can be seen if you look up at any point.
Very much reminded me just of, like, the pacing of old Saturday, Sunday morning shows we grew up watching, like the MacGyvers, the Knight Riders, just the way that the plot progressed and the different scenes and things that happened, the different shootouts, the different interactions. It felt very much like the pacing of a TV show in that regard.
Like at any point you could kind of walk out for a minute, come back, and you wouldn't really miss too much.
Yeah. And it's always keeping you engaged.
Yeah.
While it's being kind of stupid at the same time.
Just like you said, there's a scene where Mark Jackson comes and joins the doctor kind of just to talk over with him about the diamonds. And they serve him some tea and he's like, "Oh yes, this is classic." What is it called?
Oh yes, the classic Japanese coarse tea.
Yeah, he's like, speaking Japanese, "Ah yes, classic Japanese coarse tea." And then he says something else.
"Oh, thank you for these Japanese soybeans." Or like,
"I love such a good, rich, flavorful taste."
It's like he's making fun. I don't know. It seems like he's just a real annoying fan of Japanese culture.
He's what we Gen Zers would call a weeaboo. Yeah. Someone who's overly obsessed with Japanese culture, almost to the point of ridicule.
Funny you saying that, but it's exactly what he is. Even just
karate as well.
I don't know. We haven't got karate in any of these movies or any martial arts.
And the one time it pops up, it's a white dude doing it. It's real funny. I do like it.
Well, you'll be happy to hear as I'll
No, does Mark Jackson come back?
Unfortunately not, but I'll go into a bit of the trivia. So there was originally plans to feature Robert Dunham in a series of films with him playing the Mark Jackson character. But however, those never came into fruition, sadly.
I would have loved that.
Imagine that.
It totally could have been like a MacGyver versus kaiju series.
I know. It would have been pretty cool. A different random kaiju. Maybe he wasn't actually part of the Diamond Insurance Agency.
Yeah,
He just has
maybe he's like a James Bond type character.
alias type, different persona every mission. But never ended up happening, unfortunately.
Man.
And just a little bit about the actual creation of this movie. So in 1962, when Gorath was completed.
Yes.
Good movie.
With your favorite kaiju.
Yeah. Yep. Toho, after that, commissioned the writer of that film, Jojiro Okami. So Jojiro wrote Gorath, and he also wrote Battle in Outer Space.
Okay.
And they wanted him to just create another original alien invasion kaiju movie.
Yeah, because I guess the main theme between all those three movies is they're more sci-fi movies.
Yeah.
The natural kaiju.
Yeah, totally. And he wrote exactly that, a sci-fi movie with invisible alien creatures destroying spaceships and space stations. And nothing really came into fruition. Nothing happened from that script until a couple of years later. They went back to his story proposal, which was called Space Mons.
Oh.
I'm not too sure if that was short for like Space Monsters or something.
It's like Pokemon.
Yeah, Space
It would have been Space Monsters.
Yeah, I reckon. But they went back and they changed the story up and adapted it into Dogora, giving it the monster a name, making the monster visible, and changing it more into Earth-centric instead of space.
Yeah, I guess having invisible kaiju wouldn't really be the most visually appealing. That wouldn't entice people to come see it.
Because we saw bits of the invisible Dogora at the start of this movie, and it looked cool.
Kind of invisible, but yeah.
It was definitely worthwhile, I think, making those changes to give us the huge, crazy-looking Dogora.
A more complete monster.
Yeah, so interesting. Man, I would have loved a Mark Jackson trilogy.
I'm still thinking about that, dude.
Imagine that. Imagine. That is pretty much everything on Dogora, ladies and gents. Good movie. The more I think about it, the more I realize how much I kind of liked it. Didn't break a whole lot of new ground, but was very different to what we've seen before. And worthwhile watching, I reckon. Sits alongside, definitely had the feels of Gorath and those other space movies. I mean, same writer, but I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think this one's one of the better executed sci-fi ones we've seen so far.
Definitely.
What would you rate this movie, Jasha?
Well, I don't know. It was stupid. There was some stupid stuff, stupid scripts, stupid characters, but I really, really enjoyed this. I'm going to give it 3.5.
3.5?
Out of 5 cups of Japanese coarse tea.
Let's go.
What do you reckon? Is that? I think 3.5. I mean, I enjoyed this. It's one that I would go back to and watch again. I probably enjoyed it. Same amount as I enjoyed Mothra vs. Godzilla and a lot of the other ones we've watched recently. I just think it was a cool idea, done really well.
I think so as well. I think I echo a lot of your thoughts on it. I think, like, as a whole, this movie is such a cool idea. Such a good idea for a story, which is sadly let down by the script writers. Like, there isn't too much in the way of character development here.
Yeah,
but
not at all.
In the same breath, I guess, it doesn't really need that. It is definitely a movie that you can put on the side while you're doing something else and still, like, watch these really cool scenes happening while not paying too much attention. And I can't say that about a lot of the movies with bad scripts in the past.
Yeah.
Those ones, it's kind of like dull the whole way through. This one is quite good. That being said, dude, I don't know. Like, this one's so hard because it's a good balance of just, like, mediocrity, but also really cool elements with the story, and especially
it's like a heist crime movie with a kaiju.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know. This one's hard for me. I'll sit somewhere between 2.5, 3 cups of Japanese coarse tea.
Okay.
Should I do the 3/4?
You're doing
2.75 cups of Japanese coarse tea.
A rating you've only given once before to Godzilla Rays again.
I complain so much about the 5-star rating system, especially when you have, like, halves of stars.
You make it more complicated.
That I hate it because there's just too much options.
I don't understand
I
it.
constantly add more.
I don't understand it. Let us know what you guys thought of Dogora if you checked it out. Worth tracking down if you can.
Yeah, even if it's just to see the kaiju itself.
Yeah, or look up images of Dogora. We'll be sharing them on our
Yeah. But it's one of the
socials.
coolest looking kaiju I've seen.
Yeah.
If not the coolest I've seen so far here.
Yeah, 100%. As I said before, our next movie is Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, the last of Toho's big 4 monsters.
Yeah, Ghidorah's another one of those ones which, even showing up in the recent movies, it's one of those mainstays, one of those figureheads of the Godzilla franchise.
We've got all 4 of the big 4 of Toho's kaiju lineup in this. I'm looking forward to it. We've got Godzilla.
Wait, all 4 of them show
We've
up.
got Rodan's second appearance. I guess both Rodans died in Rodan.
Well, we'll see what happens
a
with
new
that.
Rodan. Mothra larvae showing up in this.
Which we don't know what's up with that now because there's two of them.
Who knows? And we got Dogora. The synopsis for this is a meteor lands in Kurobi Valley and Detective Shindo is assigned to protect Princess Salno from assassination. The princess emerges under the guise of a prophetess and catches the attention of journalist Naoko and Mothra's Furies, predicting a powerful space monster's arrival. Infant Mothra, singular. The infant Mothra must convince Godzilla and Rodan to set aside their hatred of humanity or face the monster alone.
Let's go. We have like different alignment monsters with
What
different
in the
motivations.
world is this synopsis on about princesses and prophetesses?
This sounds insane. I'm all for it.
Oh man, I'm definitely looking forward to this. I've never seen this. Ghidorah, the three-headed monster.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. I think that's everything, guys. Lastly, we have just been changing up our Discord a little bit.
Yeah, so we have used it as the past. Me and Jaisha used to stream a bit and have some different projects we worked on independently. We're kind of using it more so now for mainly Podzilla.
Yeah.
But also just as a place where we talk and share about our other hobbies, any other interests we have. I know we have like a good film and TV section, which you'll be like fully into on there.
You're starting up you're going to get more into our gaming section and do some D&D stuff?
Yeah, maybe.
So that should be real cool. And would love for you guys to just share your projects and podcasts and videos or whatever you're doing as well. Would love to see it. But
so even if it's not to talk about Podzilla, even just getting to know us and us being able to get to know you, it's going to be a real cool place.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. So the link for that is in our show notes and jump in. Would love to have you there. Thank you so much as well, just off the back of that. Everyone who's been leaving us reviews.
Oh, let's go.
All across the place. Spotify, Apple. We've had some reviews on Facebook. Thanks so much for doing that, guys.
Really puts a pep in my step.
Puts a pep in Micah's step. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
Dogora.
I might actually, this coming week, chuck it on the side while I'm doing some stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Easy watching. It's cool. I can look over and not get too distracted from Okay, it's 3 stars, Jaisha.
3 stars.
Sorry. 3 Japanese coarse tea.
Okay. Make sure you get a coarse tea while you're rewatching the movie too.
That's right.
Get some beans.
And last thing, Jaisha.
Yeah.
Do you want to hold my hand? Come on, do you want to hold my hand?
I don't want to hold your hand.
Come on, do it.
I, Mark Jackson, do not want to hold your hand. That's been Podzilla with your hosts, Jaisha
and Micah Drake. Follow along on our socials at Podzilla Pod and jump into our Discord via the link in the show notes.
Huge thank you to Cassie Celine, who did our podcast art, and our very own sister, Shemaya Drake, who does our episode thumbnails.
Let's go. And just a disclaimer that any musical sound effects used in this episode belong entirely to the Toho Company. See you guys next episode.